Good evening, this is the Oscar expert here with Brother Bro, and it's time to predict the BAFTAs. BAFTA awards are this Sunday, and they are on the same day as the Critics' Choice. They're just earlier than the Critics' Choice, which makes predicting this and the Critics' Choice in tandem slightly less fun because it's normally fun to have one new awards show to go off of before the next one. So let's get into Best Film. Now, Power of the Dog is a clear Oscar frontrunner. I mean, Belfast just lost the SAG award, which was a second blow after missing editing and cinematography at the Oscars. And then also Power of the Dog getting every single nomination possible. Do we think that Power of the Dog is going to carry through to a BAFTA win, or will Belfast have a little bit of a home turf advantage?
Are there any really good examples of them actually giving the Best Film award to a British film over the Oscar frontrunner? I mean, 1917 sort of, but it was winning a lot of other awards.
3 Billboards. Like, usually it's if you're top 2 and it's a close race, you can edge it out. I mean, The Queen... But that's an instance where the movie is so big. Atonement, another one. They often go with the Golden Globes, actually, like The Revenant and 1917.
They went with Roma so that we know they're a little bit highbrow. That bodes well, I think, for Power of the Dog. I think Power of the Dog is the easiest one to say. I don't even know how much of a chance I give Belfast at this point. I don't even know.
Yeah, I would definitely be predicting Power of the Dog here. Also, when a movie wins at the BAFTA, often it does come along with 4 or more awards. I mean, there are examples like 12 Years a Slave only won Actor in Picture. But 1917 got like 7 awards. Nomadland got 5 awards. There was no awards body where it won more. I wonder if Power of the Dog can get more awards here than it will at the Oscars.
I think it's possible because Oscars, you can definitively say, director would go with picture. You can be pretty sure that screenplay goes along with it, although Coda is challenging it now. And then the acting categories are absolutely challenged, in those actor categories. I am actually very curious if Power of the Dog will take an acting award at the Oscars. And I'm also curious, is it going to take one here?
Director, Campion's winning director. Campion's going to sweep director probably. With the jury, it's not even like Villeneuve's here. It's not even like Bran is here. Who else is here? You gonna give it to Hamaguchi or PTA? I don't think so.
They're gonna give it to Campion. Campion's sweeping the season and it's not gonna stop.
Lead actor. This is where Benedict could challenge Will Smith. Benedict is British. Will Smith's not British. And then everybody's going to say, oh my God, this is Anthony Hopkins versus Chadwick Boseman all over again. I don't know if we're going to go there.
Wait, are you saying that you think Benedict is going to win here, but you're not necessarily going to predict him for the Oscar?
Yeah.
I believe that I agree. For some reason, I feel that the Academy might put more weight on the Will Smith, but I don't know why. I don't know why I think this.
This is also Will Smith's first nomination. I think that's worth noting. The other thing here to remember is that the BAFTA has correlated with the Oscars and lead actor. Every year since and including 2010, with the exception of Matthew McConaughey not being nominated for Dallas Buyers Club, I think there was like an issue with that movie being eligible. And, Anthony Hopkins, boom, boom, boom. So it is going to be a tizzy if Benedict wins. But I do think that him being so close and being British, some people wouldn't say he's so close though. Like, I still do hear people saying like Will Smith's got it. It's the same kind of confidence we had earlier in the season before Benedict swept the Critics Awards. But I do take a little bit of the stock in that Critics sweep that he had going. I'll predict Benedict here. Might be the last place that I predict Benedict for the rest of the season. I don't know. Lead actress. This is really fun because no Oscar nominees are to be found here.
It's hard to rule anybody out completely, but Tessa Thompson I wouldn't.
I would rule out plenty of them. I would definitely rule out Emilia Jones.
Yeah, you're right. I would rule out Emilia Jones, Tessa Thompson.
And Joanna Scanlon's not going to win either.
I guess. I haven't seen the movie, but Alana Haim I don't think would win an award for that movie either. I really would put it between Lady Gaga and Renata Reinsva. For all we know, you made this point earlier that Renata Reinsva could have been just as closer, if not closer, to the Oscar nomination than Lady Gaga. At the end of the day, having received the screenplay nomination, and I guess it did benefit in a way from that late surge, not quite enough as it should have.
I think that if they watch the movies, they'll vote for Renata.
Are they really going to have enough respect for House of Gucci that they're going to give Lady Gaga that award? Are they really? That's my question.
It was longlisted for 13 awards.
That is correct.
But it didn't end up getting nominated for even costumes. It just has makeup, British film, and actress. I mean, Lady Gaga is a bigger name. It's the bigger movie.
The showier performance, probably. I'm going to go with Renata Reinsva because I feel that it's a more inspired choice, and that given this lineup where nobody's nominated at the Academy Awards, they're just going to go with the more inspired choice. They're not going to be afraid of like, oh, we give it to her. There's not even a calculation to be made there.
I'm going to go with Renata as well, and I hope it happens. It's definitely what should be happening. And it'll be exciting, like if she won the BAFTA but didn't even get nominated anywhere else.
Yeah, it'll make people look back at this year and say, how wasn't she nominated?
I mean, on paper, though, again, Alana Haim and Lady Gaga have more nominations. So is it foolish? I mean, even Gold Derby kind of thinks they're feeling the Renata here. All right, supporting actress DeBose is going to continue the sweep, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, for the people who are saying Kirsten Dunst could still have a chance at the Oscar, she's not even here. DeBose is like the one sweeper that I absolutely believe in.
I mean, Katrina Balfe, I guess, would be the runner-up. She's not even nominated for the Oscar, so I think that does hurt her chances. Supporting actor, I think we got a pretty tight race here between Golden Globe winner Cody Smith-McPhee and SAG winner Troy Kotsur.
Critics sweeper Cody Smith-McPhee. And then late stage overtaker Troy Kotsur, who I still think will win the Oscar. I just put money on him today because Cody was higher. So I said, I'm taking them up on that bet, definitely, even though they were kind of close. And I'm expecting to win a little bit of money off of Troy. Fully expecting that Oscar win. However, at the BAFTAs, I don't know if this is going to happen, and I think it depends how much they loved Power of the Dog. They also didn't nominate Coda for Best Picture. Can you imagine if Power of the Dog won 2 acting awards here and then didn't win any at the Oscars? Like, I don't know if I could imagine that.
Yeah, that's kind of a good point. I don't know if Power of the Dog is going to get 2 acting awards here. Maybe I will just predict the continuation of Troy Kotsur here, even though I was really thinking about predicting Smith-McPhee.
That's a hard one. How undying is their love for Power of the Dog, huh? I'm going to be fucking weird and predict Cody Smith-McPhee.
I don't think it's weird at all. I think you might even win
Well,
that.
given that I think Will Smith and Troy are going to win at the Oscars, that's very weird.
If both of them win BAFTA, I think one of them is winning the Oscar. That's
I know.
what I think. And that might happen.
It's very scary, predicting chaos here. They go with the Oscar winner a lot. They could have gone with Richard E. Grant over Mahershala Ali, and they didn't, though.
I do think when people win the BAFTA, it does show that they're very scary to win the Oscar. For example, Christoph Waltz and Django Unchained or Mark Rylance and Bridge of Spies, who weren't predicted to win necessarily. You know, that BAFTA win can go a long way. I mean, look at Frances McDormand, look at Tilda Swinton for Michael Clayton. Original screenplay. We got a tight race between Belfast and Licorice Pizza. If it weren't for Licorice Pizza getting so many nominations, I might say that Belfast is going to take this one because Kenneth Branagh is British boy. It's a British movie. But the BAFTA often goes with films that are very highly acclaimed in this category, and the more critically acclaimed, you know, the higher Metascore movie here is Licorice Pizza, and I would say that correlates.
Yeah, I'll go with Licorice Pizza here. We could see that steam finally build for Paul Thomas Anderson to win his Oscar. Adapted screenplay I really think would be Power of the Dog.
Oh yeah. I'm not even going to question that.
Coda wasn't nominated for Best Film. Even though we know Coda's going to take WGA and maybe threaten for the Oscar, I don't think that's going to happen here.
Original score, I think it's going to be Dune. I guess they could go with Power of the Dog.
Yeah, I'll go with Dune since it seems like the sweeper. Not impossible that maybe Power of the Dog wins.
Cinematography. I also think this is between Dune and Power of the Dog. But again, like they usually go with what is the Oscar winner. I think that Dune's probably going to win the Oscar. I don't really have a reason to think that they'd go for the more like subtle cinematography choice, which is the Power of the Dog.
I guess I would say Dune, but I could see an upset here, like for Del Bonell or for Power of the Dog. I guess I'm going to play it safe in the tech categories because why not?
They usually vary on like a few of them. Last year they were almost in lockstep with like every tech, and it was the Oscars who were weird by picking Mank for cinematography. The Critics' Choice were also in line. Some years are a little more messy and complicated. We don't know what this year is going to be. Editing, I think, you know, again, Dune is kind of out front here. I don't think that like Belfast makes any more sense. I think maybe No Time to Die makes like the slightest bit of sense, or Summer of Soul if they really wanted to go crazy, but they only gave Senna editing because it was a racing movie and they love racing movies. So I'm going with Dune again here.
Yeah, I'll go with Dune again.
Casting. Now, this award's only been around for 2 years, but the winners have been Joker and Rocks. So, like, kind of weird.
You can't really put those together. Like, one's an ensemble, One is just like a one-man show.
Gold Derby's predicting West Side Story.
I think West Side Story has a little bit of a problem with the casting. I could see people excluding it if they think there was a bad casting choice in there, which I feel like a lot of people do. I feel like King Richard has a decent shot there, or Boiling Point.
Oh, I don't think Boiling Point would win.
No, you haven't seen it.
I think it's Dune or King Richard, actually.
Dune. No, yeah, maybe Dune. I don't know.
Like, I get that Dune doesn't have, like, the best acting, but it's one of those movies where people get, like, excited about the casting choices. Maybe that's just because it's, like, a big fanboy movie. I don't know.
Maybe I'll just say King Richard, even though I feel that that is weird.
I think King Richard, too, but I think this category just generally is pretty weird.
Why couldn't it be Boiling Point? You're just dismissing it.
Because why would it be Boiling Point? It's not nominated for, like, a bunch of other stuff.
Didn't Stephen Graham get nominated or no?
Yeah, that's the jury. Also, this is a jury category, so, like, of course they like Boiling Point.
Rocks was nominated in, like, a bunch of jury categories, too.
And it was also nominated in non-jury categories, like screenplay. I'm going with King Richard, and maybe that's just because it's like, oh, it's the only SAG nominee, which apparently is not the way to go since this category is so different from SAG.
Yeah, I'll go with King Richard, but I don't know what it's going to be.
Production design, this will be between Dune and Nightmare Alley, I think. I don't know, unless they decide that like West Side Story needs to win something, but I think Nightmare Alley and Dune are going to be duking this one out. I'm really curious about Critics' Choice because Nightmare Alley was nominated for like a ton of awards there. I think that even if Critics' Choice go with Nightmare Alley, I might lean towards Dune at BAFTA.
I'm going to go with Nightmare Alley for production design. I think it's possible that it just overtakes everything and goes all the way to the Oscars.
Or maybe they'll give it to like the French Dispatch and redeem that movie a little bit. I don't know. Costume design, I think this will be Cruella. They didn't nominate anything that even stands out that much as a runner-up.
Yeah, because West Side Story is not here. I guess I gotta go with Cruella. And it deserves it, of course.
Cruella is also a British movie. Makeup and hair. This one, I'm gonna do something a little maybe crazy, maybe a little bit cuckoo here. Because I did a little bit of my research. So the BAFTA will give it to movies like The Young Victoria and The Favorite, where powder is enough to take it to the win. Whereas with the Oscar, you need like prosthetics. Unless you're competing against other movies that don't have them. I kind of think maybe like Cruella could edge out the win here. Cruella did win, I think, one or two of the MOA awards. Maybe it's House of Gucci, because a lot of people have started dismissing that since it performed so badly at the Oscars. But I'm like, yeah, but the makeup was still like totally the kind of thing that wins. And a lot of people are switching to Tammy Faye for the Oscar, because now that Jessica Chastain's potentially out front, that makes sense. And I think that might win the Oscar, but I'm just going to predict Cruella and say the BAFTA go a little bit weird here. I don't think that's necessarily going to repeat, but...
All right, I'm going to go with House of Gucci. Maybe I should put a bet on it before I go for it here in case it wins, and then maybe the odds will go down.
Best sound, probably going to be Dune, but I think maybe No Time to Die can upset. I'm still going to go with Dune because I feel like it's so the front runner.
Yeah, I agree.
Visual effects is going to be Dune as well. The most no-brainer category. May as well bet money on it, even though you get very little back. It's just free money.
Rising Star, I guess that's between Cody Smith-McPhee and Ariana DeBose.
In fact, I disagree with you. And Gold Derby fucking disagrees as well. Gold Derby thinks Lashana Lynch
Really?
is number one. Here's why. They almost always go with British people. Cody is Australian. Ariana DeBose is not British either. The other British person here is Harris Dickinson. And it just feels like no for him. So I'm going to predict Lashana Lynch. I'm going with Gold Derby on this one.
Wow, I don't even know who that is. All right, I guess I'll do that, but I wouldn't be surprised if this trend broke for Cody Smith-McPhee, since that's a very rising star performance, and he is very young.
Buddy, they will give it to random British people you haven't heard of over people who it feels like make way more sense.
All right, well, that's why I'll go with what you're saying.
Let's do outstanding British film, Belfast. The only movie nominated in the 5. That is my prediction.
No Time to Die could maybe win, though. Do they usually give it to, like, the Oscar, the movie that's nominated for Best Film?
They usually give it to their top contender.
Okay, so then Belfast.
Film not in the English language, Drive My Car. Nominated for screenplay. And it's just sweeping everywhere. Documentary, Summer of Soul. This is going to win the Oscar, thank goodness. And also it's nominated for editing, so what do you want from me? Get away from me. And animated film is going to be Encanto, I think. The BAFTA seems a little bit less likely to go for Disney. They went with the Lego Movie, Kubo and the Two Strings, Klaus.
I actually might go with Flea here because it might just be a little bit more relevant given the current events, and also Europe's relationship with refugees is more close to home than the United States is.
I don't think that Flea's the runner-up. I think Mitchell's the runner-up. Like, they went for the Lego Movie.
I'm gonna do like a surprise and just say it's Flea.
If it weren't for We Need to Talk About Bruno, I honestly might like go with Mitchell's. That song has kept the movie in the public conversation and gotten people to care about the movie because it's been so huge. I just think Encanto might be sweeping. And those are our BAFTA predictions. Stay tuned for Sunday because we will be live streaming during one of the awards, probably the Critics' Choice, so that we can talk about what happened at the BAFTAs before. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing.
Do you have the power of a dog or some other animal?